Ah, ah, Welcome to another abominable, despicable, abject, disgusting episode of the apocalypse. My God, that Miss Ali woman, that song I was attempting to do, which I just learned this evening, a while ago, my version of it. It sounds bloody angelic, son, when the woman sings it and the music along with it. Forgive my paltry interpretation, but I'm a man. It's very hard for a man to sound angelic. I guess if he sings in woman's pitch, he can get closer to that. But my God, she was very serious about that album, I can tell. Rocking Horse. The song Rocking Horse is quite excellent as well. Anyway, let us just jump right bloody in. For the time is at hand. I'm told the potential commission tasked with approving payouts to Trump allies will likely be called. This is what I woke up to, by the way, son, and I hate you. The President Donald J. Trump Truth and Justice Commission. That means it will be the exact opposite. Just like the Board of Peace is really the Board of fucking Armageddon, son. And you know what? That ain't even drama. That's not an exaggeration. I wish it fucking was more than you. That's what I need to say before I read this. I was thinking of something. Right before I came on camera, that story I told you about knowing Donnie Coyne was there. And I talk about this stuff. I've been warning people for 10 years, knowing it was there for a few months and not even looking at it. Avoiding it on purpose. Because I knew exactly what I would find. For you out there, you're just watching a guy saying that. For me, that was another piece of granite dropping on my head. With the etching. Yeah, he's the fucking Antichrist. And no, you ain't escaping it. And no one else is either. And normally when I think of these things, I don't think of myself. I think of the world. I think of myself later. I'm not always like that by any means. I'm quite selfish, actually, in a lot of ways. As a lot of us are. But when I think of this, I think of other people, mostly. Then I come to the realization, oh yeah, you're a human too. You're going to face all that too, asshole. For me, that moment of finding it in 5 seconds, the real slick way the imp and Donnie tried to do it, that's knowing millions are going to die. And I always knew, I don't know if you knew, I always knew from reading Revelation, going back to it, watching the documentary, pondering it, reading scripture, listening to sermons on it over the years. I knew there was no good in it. And it sounded like a story where it just gets worse every day and it's just misery and just nothing good and just every day compounds. Until the man says that's enough, and God knows when the fuck that is. Because none of us are God, are we? We can guess though, right? And that's exactly what I've been witnessing. I don't know about you. And a lot of people have died at his hand. Directly. Already. Some U.S. citizens. And by that I mean directly executed right on the fucking street. That's what I mean. Intentionally. That was the plan when they sent the boys out. The fuck you think they were sent out for? So for me, seeing this thing begin to play out in 2015 when Donnie really came back on the scene, because he's tried to run before, he's always taken as an abject joke. No one took him seriously. Then all of a sudden, everyone took him seriously. That told me something's wrong here. Right away. They taking that joke seriously? Why? Because the devil picked them. That's why, son. Those idiots don't even know what they're doing. The devil gave him his seat. Never fucking forget that. When you're sitting there, he can't be the Antichrist. He's too fucking mediocre. He's a joke. Yeah, you're right, he is. But he's as vile as the fucking devil. That's why he picked him. No line is uncrossable. No low, too low. And go into your mind and think of the most evil shit you can think of. No low is too low. And you know it for this motherfucker. I knew if that story came to pass, it would be a tyrant Adolf Hitler type motherfucker, no matter who it was. And that's exactly what the fuck we got. So for me, looking at that coin, when you hear me talk about it, when you hear me say what's on it, that I didn't want to look at it, I knew what I'd find before I looked. That's, I don't know how to put it. Like a cash register went cha-ching, but it went cha-ching for 2 million deaths. Because that story is death, son. That's all it says. Death. And that's what you've been witnessing, haven't you? Donnie's hands look like the hands of fucking death now with the black stains on both sides. I physically get ill when I see that hand and the stain and like touching someone or just all I see is death on it, son. And again, for you, you're just watching a guy say the word death. You can't fathom what it really means. I can. I always have. That's why I let that coin sit there for 2 months. That's why I didn't want to look at it. What I'm trying to say is that's real, son. It's worth the dread. It equals millions of people's lives. Gone. In very horrible ways. Donnie's off to a great start, too, with that. It means people tortured. It means people executed on the street. It means pedophilia. It means rape. It means bombs on girls' schools. All in a very short span of time, not over decades. It means abominations and blasphemies every single day, all fucking day. Not just by him, by anyone he puts in charge of his social media, anyone in his cabinet, any spokesman for him. Vile abominations, either from him or from his people, 24/7. Misery. People put in cages that don't deserve it. Criminals let out that do belong in a fucking cage, at least to finish their sentence. The worst criminals. Countries seized, assets seized, private bank accounts. A grift a fucking second. Him and his whole family and extended cabinet, everything. Everybody grifted. The transportation secretary took a fucking paid vacation. They gave him a car. Toyota did so much for, a buy an American or preach an American. They gave him a cruise at the end of it. They gave him money for, just straight up bribe for the transportation secretary to make a fucking documentary because he comes from the real world or road rules or whatever. So that's what he's used to doing. That's all he's good at. That's what he knows. So he made his own reality TV thing. I wasn't even going to talk about it, but I guess it plays into what I'm saying. The picture can't get much bleaker, son. And then the drones and digital ID and AIs, overlords are coming. The surveillance in our car, all that. Our digital presence tied to us. Being voted on right now, son. The car thing's already passed. Say 10 years, 5 years, next year, now. If you sit here and add it all up in your head, the atrocities that have taken place, you sit and think about it, and I know a lot of you don't out there. You wouldn't dare. When I add it all up, I get Armageddon, the Antichrist, all of it, man. I get the end of this nation. I get a lot of you dead. Myself probably included. So that's what it is for me. What I'm trying to say is before this began in 2015, I consider that the beginning. of the real end, man. When my ears pricked up like there is something not right here. I never felt like this in my life. This wave around Donnie, white supremacy, 666 hand signs, 666 Fifth Avenue, just everything. I'm like, this don't feel right at all. Pepe frog beasts making a 666. I'm like, oh, this is normal? This is what passes for normal in certain circles? I had no idea. Holy fuck. No, that's what passes for normal in hell. You know where Donnie's taking us all. What I say about Donnie, everything he touches dies. That's one of the most truest sayings ever. He already had his hand on America. We already dead, son. What's he putting his hand on next? The world. He got the world's economy fucked. The world fucked. Not just us. Taking over countries. That's fucked too. If you live there. If you're one of those people that grabbed and put in a camp, Eswatini, Ghana, Seacot, death camp, you'd be looking at this whole situation a whole bunch differently like I do. What I'm trying to tell you is, even before this began in 2015, that's what I call the beginning, I knew if it happened, you're talking abject death. Something you people can't fathom. Why I've been yelling for 10 years again. I always knew it would be that. So for me, every confirmation, every time I confirm something, and it's just in granite, man. Another criteria, another thing that came true that I said or was written. And when you add it all up, again, he's a star of the Epstein. I can go on all night with the things that point that way. The abject evils, man. I ain't talking about stealing a candy bar from a convenience store here. I'm talking evil. Pedophilia, rape, murder, mass murder. Camps, roundups. Executions on the street. We've seen all of that already. Bombs dropped on schoolgirls. Realize how dire it is, even if it hasn't come to your doorstep yet. I do every day, man. I ain't here for fun. And every time, you know, I also thought of this, I can't prove God to you. I can't prove scripture to you. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's an impossible task. Because people always say that, and people say things like using the Bible to prove something true. Proving something true by using the Bible. People mock that idea. It's an actual joke, actually, I just saw recently. But it's a concept, it's a philosophy people have. Circular reasoning or something it's called. I can't remember the exact term for it. Where you're not really proving anything. You're just kind of going in a circle back to something that's not proven. I get that point. That's why I did this. And I thought about, am I doing that? Am I trying to prove the Bible? Am I trying to prove the Bible true? Am I trying to prove God to you? No, I've said repeatedly, I can't prove God to you. I've said that my whole life. It's impossible to prove God. It's impossible to prove a lot of the theories that science puts forth as well, yet we accept them. You know, scientists weren't here 6 billion years ago, as old, whatever they say the universe is. So they can guess at what happened. They can look at evidence for it and make a judgment. That doesn't mean that's how it happened. That's the problem. Because no one was here. No one was here to observe 6 billion years ago and record. So you got to speculate. No human can say, I saw God. You know what I mean? They could say in a vision, in a dream. I'm talking about see God. Like, oh, look, God's over there. Look. No, no. So, no, I'm not trying to prove the Bible true. I'm not trying to, how do I put this? I'm not doing the circular reasoning thing. This is what I did. Even though I personally knew for certain the things I was saying. A few things I wasn't sure. I said them anyway just because I felt it. But the rest I personally knew were going to come true. But that doesn't mean they would. It's because I know it. But they did. In the beginning of this, right before January 25, right at January of 2025 when Donnie took over, I made a bunch of predictions based on the story and some feelings. And I kept doing that every day. And I knew by doing that in front of you, I'm putting my back against the wall, 1. I could be very wrong, 2. And 3, I just knew the shit was going to happen and I felt it. Certain things I said weren't in the Bible. Just things I felt. And I told you these things were going to happen. And then they happen. And very serious things, very big things. I'm not going to sit back and list them again. I'm making a point. I did that on purpose. At the time. I'm not a psychic. I based it on a story, again, and a few feelings. So it's something allegedly God wrote thousands of years ago. And I took a leap of faith. I said, yeah, these things are going to happen. Donnie's the guy. And every single thing happened so far. There's still certain things to go, like the temple. Will Donnie walk in? Will they put up a statue of him? Things like that. Donnie possibly proclaiming himself king of the earth. I don't know. He's already said he runs the world to the Atlantic magazine. That's kind of a proclamation. I don't know. Maybe there's a more formal one coming. There's many other criteria that has to happen in the future. I think a lot of it happens after Donnie does whatever he's going to do at that temple. Or whatever they do in honor of him at that temple. Like put up a statue, and that's been done before. And they will build that motherfucker. Again, that's another prediction I've been making since all the way back then. I told you hear whispers, and then you heard whispers, son. The finance minister, and I got a clip from him tonight. Not talking about the temple, but it's funny I bring him up. I got a clip from him. You start to hear whispers from BB, said it out loud. Finance minister said it out loud. You're going to see that temple. So you've heard the whispers. Next up is I'm actually doing it. I know you don't remember them. I've listed some of them for you before. I made a bunch of predictions, put my ass way out there. All of them have come true so far. You may not understand the significance of that. I do. And you know what, son? It scares me. And I don't want to be scared. I want to not be scared. I want to be wrong. I want to be crazy. I want you to be right. I keep saying that, right? I fucking mean it. Because again, I always knew the seriousness of this. Of what would happen to some of you out there and me. I'm sure. I'm sure I won't get to miss the fun. I said it would come knocking on everyone's door, right? Well, it slowly is. Not slowly, kind of quickly, actually. Eventually, everyone, again, will have to make a choice, that mark thing. And then it's at everyone's door. No escape, no running away from it. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is you can't take it. I want to take a break now because I didn't mean to say any of that. What I'm trying to say is the gravity of this, you people out there can't fathom. I knew in 2015, I've always known when I've looked at this story, when I've thought about it. It was death, son. Something we Americans that, have a McDonald's on every corner, we ain't used to that. We ain't used to Nazi Germany. We ain't ready for it. It's in our goddamn face. They executed 2 people on the street in front of us. Those people got rewarded, whisked away to safety. They're heroes of the Reich for executing 2 U.S. citizens. You best wake the fuck up and realize where you at. You in Nazi Germany, that's dead serious. That's literal. And it will only get worse and build further. Think about what Nazi Germany was like. Then multiply it times 90 because you can't even fathom what it was like. That's what you in right now. And that's where it's going. He ain't building that bunker for nothing, son. He gonna need it. There gonna be a lot of mad motherfuckers. Hey. Back to this. I'm told the potential commission tasked with approving payouts to Trump allies will likely be called the President Donald J. Trump Truth and Justice Commission. So that's what he's going to call the fund. It'll be worth $1.776 billion. And that will get doled out to, I assume, J6ers and people like criminals that tried to overthrow our government and make Donnie a dictator. Help him out with that. Fascinating. Amazing. Another enormous grift. Another, he might as well, I don't know, come to your front door, and when you come to answer in your slippers, he just whip out his cock and piss all over your shoes. Because that's what this is. This is an in-your-face, yeah, I tried to overthrow the government, fuck you. I'll reward those people that tried to, that staged a coup for me so I could be dictator with your money. It's the biggest fuck you ever in history. And he does this over and over again. And he'll probably still take the $10 billion. He'll just do that on the sneak. My God, just what a vile fucking animal. Those murderers that killed those 2 U.S. citizens, they got rewarded and whisked to safety. The ones that shot the woman 5 times, who knows where they are. They have immunity, right? I know, Donnie's the good guy, right? I'm the bad guy, right? And then I woke up to this as well. This is the second thing I saw. Trump on U.S. military strikes in Nigeria. What the fuck? We're in a major war with Iran. The whole economy's fucked. Our military is afraid to do shit. They got their asses kicked on land. If they try by sea, they'll get sunk. And we're bombing Nigeria, too. When Donnie made that announcement and invited the weapons manufacturers to the White House, and one of them to quadruple production, you know what that meant, right? That meant more Adolf Hitler, worldwide bombing tour. That's what that meant. I mean, he's talking about hitting Cuba. He's hitting Nigeria in the middle of that. There's a thing going on in Bolivia now. All the things I said, the technocracy map, he's taken over the whole fucking south of the border. He wants Mexico too. He's already tried to put troops in Mexico to fight the cartels, to help Miss Scheinbaum. That's what he said. And she said, fuck you. Because she ain't stupid. She knows once there's troops on the fucking ground, forget about it. This is the White House. There's a quote. Well, here's part of Donnie's post. Let me read that. Tonight at my direction, brave American forces and the armed forces of Nigeria flawlessly executed a meticulously planned and very complex mission to eliminate the most active terrorist in the world from the battlefield, Abu Bilal al-Manuki. I never heard of the motherfucker. He's the most active, huh? It ain't about minerals or anything in Nigeria, right? Taking that over? No. Sure it fucking is. The fuck out of here. Second in command of ISIS globally. Sure he is. I thought Donnie eliminated ISIS back in the day. Never mind. That's just another lie. What the fuck am I talking about? Thought he could hide in Africa. All right, I'm not going to read anymore. You get the point. This is exactly, for the little children that don't know, I do know. I've studied it for years. I've read it over and over again, and this is always the sense I got. The Antichrist would be an abject warmonger. Part of the reason I always felt it would be an American. Because, again, I thought, what would the Antichrist need or want most on this planet, if he exists, if that story's true, to achieve what he wants to achieve? You think of the scripture, who can make war with the beast? One, he has the blessing of the devil who runs this world, so you can't fuck with him on that front. Just for starters, he's untouchable. But I never really took it like that. I took it as more, he would have access to a power that no one's ever had before. What is that? I knew way before 2015, I knew what that was. The U.S. military. Nothing ever like it in the history of mankind. I've told you that over and over again. So I figured if there's one thing on this planet the Antichrist would want, it'd be the ultimate fighting force that ever was. That way he could do anything across the world and no one could touch him. You're witnessing that right now. They stepped in shit with Iran. They'll probably back out at some point and finish the rest of it around the world. What they're doing right now, bombing Nigeria. They'll grab Cuba. Those people are starving. They have no oil. They can't really put up a fight. Or can they? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I don't see how they could fight at all. We got a thing going in Bolivia. They got a plan. Abject warmonger. I always got that sense that the Antichrist would be from that story. And he is. And I was right. The devil wanted the U.S. military, and he got it. Thanks to you out there who handed the keys over. You know who you are. Donnie hitting Nigeria in between the major war with Iran and Cuba. You cool with that? You good? All right, cool. All right, there's something going on in fucking Bolivia. Donnie's trying to get rid of a certain ex-leader or leader. I don't know much about Bolivia. I have 3 or 4 posts throughout this that kind of explain the situation. Rural indigenous communities have surrounded Evo Morales, his residence, to protect him. Leaked documents attached below show U.S. armed forces and Bolivian police preparing a joint operation to kidnap him and massacre villagers. If we surrender now, how will our future generations live? This is interesting that they got the paperwork and know it was about to happen. Because what would have happened? Pete and Donnie would have announced, just like the Nigeria thing, we bombed some terrorists in Bolivia. That would come out, and we'd never know the real story. It leaked before it happened. Now we know the future. We know what was planned in the past. Guaranteed. That's valuable. If we surrender now, how will our future generations live? Right, and this is what the people look like. They're surrounding the leader, and they've seized airports. Different factions of this guy's group. They're trying anything to stop this. That's why they're seizing airports and doing shit. Like, they're trying to stop the U.S. military from killing their leader, killing the whole village, killing supporters of that leader across the country, and then telling us they're all terrorists, because that's what we get. That they were on an undisclosed, terror organization. They don't have to even name a terror group anymore. Have you noticed that? That's what we would have got. We would have never known these details. Who these people are, anything. Nothing. They just would have been dead. Like the people in Nigeria that we have no idea who we bombed. The people in Somalia 19 times, whatever, we have no idea who they bombed. No idea. In Iran, we know they bombed schoolgirls. Bolivia, we would have never known any of this if it didn't leak. Did I show you the picture? I know the effect. I don't care. I like it. So I can't shut it off every 3 seconds. That'd be a pain in the ass. This is insane. AutoZone, circulating an internal memo that looks like that. Not good. This is a quote, we're facing the largest supply shortage of lubricating fluids in the modern history of America. Realistic middle of the road estimates are for our average available supply in this product category to drop by 40%. That's really not good. Everyone needs a damn oil change, you know what I'm saying? You don't want a shortage there, man. Really not good. We're getting closer to shit like this if Donnie don't end this bullshit soon. The U.S. is sending, this is a guy named Eric Hovigim. He's posted about this repeatedly today. Not many people have. Not many people know about Bolivia. I'm sure this person seems to know. The U.S. is sending a 2,300 person paramilitary force to kidnap, murder Bolivia's couped president Evo Morales. So he's been couped out of power. This comes just a few years after Leon Scum threatened to coup whoever he wants, directed towards the indigenous president. What do they want in Bolivia? What does Bolivia have? I don't even know. I don't know shit about Bolivia, man. You tell me, son. Just another stop south of the border by the Reich in their blitzkrieg. Literally. And again, I told you he was going to do all that. I told you all that annexation talk was real. That technocracy map was their plan. Donnie filling it in. Still mentioning Greenland once in a while when he gets pissed off. Still mentioning Canada sometimes too. That's on the map in case you didn't know. Goes from Greenland to Venezuela, like the top portion of South America. That's the technocracy map. Donnie really wants the whole world though. He's going to go outside the borders of the map. By a lot. We looked at that already. It's a guy named Wyatt Reed. First Maduro, then Castro, now Evo Morales. That's right, he did kidnap the leader of Venezuela. Latin America's right wing, working hand in glove with the Trump administration and Narco Rubio, is planning to kidnap Bolivia's first indigenous president. First indigenous president? Really? This has never happened before in Bolivia? And then he gets cooed out of there because they can't have an indigenous fucking president for once? That's insane. Well, we've never had a Native American president, so I guess it makes sense, right? The planned assault, stemming from allegations that Morales slept with an underage girl who denies the claims, will be carried out with the DEA and is likely to kick off a civil war in Bolivia. Well, if that's what gets you kicked out of office, and I guess Donnie should have been gone, huh? That's going to be the justification when Donnie's an abject pedophile, star of the Epstein files? Really? No, it's just another territory they want. The businesses that are aligned with Donnie, and they'll take what they want, and Donnie will put it in his Qatari bank account, and you won't see shit as you lose the farm. But you voted for it, so you should be happy. You should have no complaints. Another seizure of territory coming up by the warmonger Antichrist. Have you ever seen nothing like it since, I don't know, Adolf Hitler? Adolf wishes he had this kind of reach. U.S. military can go anywhere in the world in hours. Anywhere. Jungles that people never have set foot in they could go to if they wanted to. They go to fucking Antarctica if they want to. Someone put this meme up. Sarah Connor watching humanity build data centers for AI. And this is what it looks like. Now, in Sarah Connor's world, the AI that Altman and Leon and everyone's looking for, that, That super brain that just keeps getting smarter once you flip the switch. That was the Terminator world, the Terminator movie. Our movie goes like this. And you live in it, son. You an actor in it. Whether you know it or not. Huge data centers like you see in Blade Runner, landscapes full of buildings that stretch for fucking miles, that suck up ungodly amounts of power and water and a peasant class. A peasant class, an oligarch class, nothing in between. They have all the money, all the resources. You have nothing. Slave labor for food and stuff like that. This is their dream, I'm telling you. And your possible future. It's what they're trying to turn it into. Workers' rights are not a thing. Rights are not a thing. You are in a Nazi Reich. But back to this. So the data centers suck up all the resources. They pollute the earth utterly, and we're already on the edge of collapse, climate-wise, where the scale gets tipped too far and it's just exponential in-our-face collapse. We're this close to that, and these data centers should put us right over the edge. Maybe that's what they're for. Maybe that's the plan. So we don't get the AI that's the super brain. Once you flip the switch, it just gets exponentially smarter, and I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think we have enough time for that, and I don't think it's possible now that I see really what AI is. It's an algorithm written by human that learned to mimic humans. That's all it can do. It can't think on its own. Not in the slightest. So it's nothing like Sarah Connor's AI that, that ran the Terminator robots. But we got our own Terminator robots called drones, son, right fucking now, and they're already deployed in some places by law enforcement. We got testing grounds in Iran, in Israel, in Palestine, other places, Haiti. Right now. Got police giving speeches about deployment of drones for stolen cars. Where do you think it's going next? Under a Reich. Where do you think it's going next? So the AI can't do any of the things in the futuristic sci-fi movies that Altman and all of them hoped for. All it can do is this, and this was always the purpose from the inception of it. By the devil. It can access a catalog of all of our information that is constantly updated, because we are surveilled in everything we do and say via a wearable of some sort. In your car, AirPods, flock cameras tracking your car, pinging every time your license plate passes one. Constant update to these data centers of every damn thing about us. That's for the AI to access and roam about in. An infrastructure, if you will. A place for it to live and exist and travel and access and pull from. So it's the storage space for our existence. It is the library for surveillance to access in nanoseconds. Based on that catalog, these data centers, the AI can then make a decision on you. Kill you, arrest you, whatever the rules are that were written for it. I have a feeling drones will just be flying around all the time, listening, watching. It'll be a normal sight for us. Plus all the other surveillance, a million other things. There will be no escape from it. That's their utopia, no escape from it. They control everything, man. They can control your thoughts, they would. Believe me, they would. Don't think they ain't trying either to figure that out. Because they fucking are. This is the devil, man. That's what you don't understand, little children, about the devil. He wants you to have no freedom, not even a thought. I'm dead serious. That's what they building right before your eyes. So these data centers, this Blade Runner landscape will pollute our environment, steal all the water and power, ruin your property values, ruin your plumbing, possibly cause huge blackouts. They'll basically push people out of the way because both can't exist. There's only room for one. Humans or the data centers. You got to pick. And they pick the data centers. So a lot of people's property is going to become worthless. A lot of people's wells are going to be polluted. Water be polluted. Water be stolen. Pipes ruined in your house because of no water pressure constantly. Environmental damage you can't imagine. Heat zones because of the heat that comes off these things. I hear the water evaporates. It is not returned back into the environment. And that fucks up the climate when you have 4,000 of them doing this. So basically, instead of the super futuristic world where computers can really think for themselves and robots can think for themselves based on that AI broadcast to them that they can access or installed in them. We're not going to have that. We're going to have algorithms written by humans. The catalog, the info will be in the data centers that are ruining everything. Ruining our landscape, stealing our resources in the billions of gallons and gigawatts. That AI written by a human will be given parameters. Those parameters and what you've done or said will determine whether a drone comes to get your ass or to kill you. Whatever the rules are, again, this is your future, your very near future. Take it seriously. So that's our version of the Terminator, where instead of a T-1000 humanoid robot that's as strong as, 20 men, we get the drone with propellers, run on AI, because the only thing it's good for is doing quick searches, coming up with an answer, and flipping a switch to deploy a drone to kill you. And surveilling you, being omnipresent. That's it. That's what it was intended for. That's why they're the first contracts that went out, son. It wasn't sold to cure cancer. First, it was sold as a military application to kill you autonomously. You watched the debate. I told you this would be your world, didn't I? Way before it happened. Policed by AI and drones. A drone can be deployed to kill you individually. Told you that way back. That's our version. So we don't need humanoid Arnold Schwarzenegger robots. We're already there. A drone's way better than that robot could ever be. It has the high ground. What do you got? Nothing. You can run away from a T-1000. You can't run away from a drone. If it has you in the open. And they can go in buildings too. I've watched it on Ukrainian television. Watched it. That's how I knew where your future was going. I'm talking before Donnie got reelected. I was keeping track of the Ukraine war, watching how the drones were proceeding, and they got to the point where a drone can kill one man, even if he runs into a structure. I've seen it all, man. Don't matter where you go. So we don't need, like in the Dune movie, the little anti-grav drone with the needle stuck to it, or Star Wars had the little animal, I think it was, that could fly through the air. Oh no, a delivery device that could fly through the air delivered these two little bugs. I forgot about centipede type things. So that's not quite the same. We don't need the Dune movie with the anti-grav drone and the needle. We don't need the Terminator movie with the giant humanoid T-1000 robots and infinitely intelligent AI that's like God, as smart as God. That's not our version of the apocalypse of the end. Our version is all of our shit stored in data centers. AI can access that at any time based on that quick search of you. You could be arrested. It could deploy a drone to come kill you, whatever is necessary. That's your future. That's your near future. Because they own a clock, son. They don't got a lot of time. What I'm trying to tell you in way too many fucking words. I did not mean to talk about this long. My God. You don't have to wait for the future, and it doesn't have to play out like those movies exactly. They're going to make it happen now. Our version, propeller-driven drones that can kill you based on the info in the data center. You can be cut out of society based on your digital presence and the info in the data center. For anything. Beast system, New World Order, all that shit you said the liberals are going to do. Nope. It was you. The liberals just joining in at the end before they get rounded up. Because they stupid. But hey, that's their prerogative, son. What can I do? I'm going to take a break quickly. Because I did not mean to talk for an hour. I got to move this along. This is our right now, not even our future. We've already got 4,000 of these monstrosities. Again. Can you believe it? It happened kind of overnight, didn't it? This is amazing. A Dr. Seuss drawing from 1941. You have one character on one side that says America First. You have the other one with a Nazi swastika on his chest, and they are tied at the beard. I believe America First was an argument being made not to help in World War II and for other things, other purposes. That also is a very, it's a racial slogan that the Klan used as well. So you know where it comes from, the real basis of it, what America First really means. Same thing it means today. And this is your current reality. Right-wing nationalism, racism with the slogan America First being hurled every 3 minutes, tied to straight up Nazism, just like before. Amazing. Fucking amazing. And on the platform, folks, those most perplexing people, the lads with the Siamese beard, unrelated by blood, they are joined in a manner that mystifies the mightiest minds in their land. Yeah, there were Nazi sympathizers in America. There were Nazis in America. Who were they? The America First people. The nationalists, the white supremacists, just like today. The exact same situation. The right-wing nationalists joined up with the Nazis, and here we are. And we got technocrat Nazis that came from South Africa that grew up on Nazism. Can you fucking believe it? Amazing how this is all repeating itself. Except Hitler's here this time. We're the right this time. Fucking incredible. And for those keeping score at home, we are at 78 days into Trump's 3-day special operation. Trump has absolutely no idea how to end the war he started. He's a moron. Yeah. He thought he would just steamroll him. 78 days. Supposed to be 6 weeks. Do the math. Here we fucking go again. Again, there's a reason all the war hawks, all the way back to Reagan, said, I'm going to take a pass on Iran. We'll hit everything else, just not Iran. Bad idea. Even them, son. Done any worse than them. Again, qualifies him for the Antichrist. They were abject war hawks. They didn't give a fuck who they killed. Reagan, Cheney, Bush Sr., Bush Jr. Didn't give a fuck. Yet none of them did it. They weren't afraid to bomb nobody else. So what am I trying to say here? They were warmongers themselves. Then Donnie comes along. He does what even the warmongers won't fucking do. Do you get my drift? He a different animal. This fucking Kash Patel snorkel story, I'm reading more about it because I didn't know about this memorial site off Hawaii. I didn't know it was a ship underwater. I don't know nothing about it. I didn't know shit. I read a headline one morning. Kash Patel took a trip he shouldn't have while he's supposed to be working, going snorkeling. I'm like, all right, well, that's bad, but it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Then I find out more detail. This is a memorial site, and it's fucking sacrilege to do what he did. I've heard they've turned down military families that have relatives that have died there, that have asked to snorkel there, and they've told them, no, you can't do it. And Kash Patel did it. Kash Patel's VIP snorkel with 9 guests accompanied by Navy SEALs over the tomb of 900 sailors at Pearl Harbor. As disrespectful as playing kickball on top of the graves at Arlington. I still can't believe this actually happened. That's what Jim Acosta's saying. That's a quote, that last part, from a military person. I can't remember the name. The quote, as disrespectful as playing kickball on top of the graves at Arlington. That's what the military man was saying. He's someone of note. I don't have the name here. I read it earlier. And then this shit. Kosh out of fucking control. Donnie, can you fire this motherfucker? What the fuck you wait? I know you're going to. What did Kosh say? I'm going to talk about the J6 shit, the plans, Donnie. You better not fire me. I mean, what did he throw in your face, Donnie? I know Noam said the same thing. She was already making threats in public, saying everything she did was because of Steven and Donnie. They told her to do it. She made sure to say that publicly out loud on camera. Kash Patel is out of control. Yes, the cross-eyed podcaster who needs a breach team to get him up for work. He's out of fucking control, man. He flew his girlfriend on the FBI's plane to a concert. The trip revealed in an NYT investigation into his use of FBI resources for personal use. They sat in a private suite costing $35,000 to $50,000. The FBI refused to say who paid. Yeah, I bet they fucking refused. Motherfucker, that's your money out there. Can you go to a concert that costs $50K for one night? No, you can't. But Kosh can with your credit card, your jet, your gas for that jet. You paid for all of it, son. My God, $35,000. You know, I expect these cunts to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect them to act like they're sultans and shit on our credit card. That's what this motherfucker's doing. These are sultan prices. $35K for a booth at a concert? 50? Make-A-Wish Kosh took girlfriend to $50,000 suite for concert. I guess it's a suite. There's probably couches and chairs and a table and a kitchen and a bedroom, and Kosh can lay out his coke and no one, can get in the way. He's got his own suite and he can watch the concert. I mean, my God. Oh, that guy, fucking Aziz Ansari, is that his name? That does the impression of... Please do more. Get on TV 24 fucking hours a day, sir. Because you're a master at doing an impression of this motherfucker. It is hilarious what he does with Kash Patel. He makes me believe it's him. It's that good. He gets it. He does it perfectly. It's brilliant. More. I could watch 24 hours a day of Aziz Ansari do Kash Patel impersonations. Oh my God. It's fucking hilarious. That dude is a genius with the Patel character. More, please. 24. Put a whole channel of Aziz Ansari doing Kash Patel. Everyone would watch it. Every human. It would get, forget getting millions of viewers a night. It will get billions of viewers a night. Guaranteed. So Kosh taking a private jet, they ain't talking about what it costs for the jet, for him, the posse, his girlfriend, God knows who else, the dog. Then you got the suite. Kosh likes his booze now. You got the bar bill, whatever. Food, I'm sure Kosh likes to eat well. And if you're paying for, 35 G's for a suite to see a show, you get a couple meals, some trays, you know what I'm saying? It probably comes out to another like 5 G's at least. Easy. You some generous motherfucker. You some really generous socialists. I wish I could get some of that action. I just ain't willing to sell my soul for it, like Kosh is. I'd be a lot more responsible with your credit card, too. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich, this guy, I've brought him up before. Him and Bibi are the two always talking about the temple. You're going to see the temple. The finance minister is a hardcore right-winger, just like Bibi. He don't care who they got to kill, what they got to do, who they got to lock up. They want that temple. They want the glory of Israel. They don't give a fuck. That's who he is, finance minister. He's talked openly about the temple will be rebuilt, and I'm the money guy. That's what he said. Bibi said the same thing. You're going to see it rebuilt. So you know what the agenda was ever since Donnie and Bibi hooked up together? They've been looking for that end. The time has come for us to finally erase the lines that distinguish between areas A, B, and C. The entire land of Israel is ours. Another Israeli minister is calling for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians from the West Bank. Now, this is the same one, Smotrich, that I talk about. So they not only talk in temple, they talk in expansion, like I said. They want it all, son. This is their moment, and they season it. And they saying it outright. And they killing whoever they need to. They don't give a fuck. If you're a starving refugee, someone in Lebanon, they've moved thousands of Lebanese people off of their land. Do you understand that? And increase this kind of buffer zone. Imagine a bunch of troops showing up one day and throwing you out of your home, saying you got to go 100 miles that way. This is ours now. What the fuck would you do? That's what's going on in the world right now. And we're on the team making it happen. That's what I mean when I say you might not realize because it hasn't come to your doorstep yet. Well, the Lebanese realize it came to their doorstep. The Palestinians, the Gazans, they realize. The motherfuckers that got sent to CCOT, the motherfuckers that got grabbed by mass goons because Donnie took away their protected status out of nowhere after they made a life here. Just because it hasn't gotten to you yet don't mean we ain't in it, son. Mr. Preddy's family, Miss Good's family, they know what I'm talking about. Came to their door. That's what I mean. That's what you're in, just because it hasn't hit you yet. Don't be naive. Don't be walking around not understanding what you in. They want to expand Israel greatly. They don't care. They got to kill and push out of the way to do that. They have Donnie as backup. Eventually, they want to build the temple. That's where all this is going. I told you that again way back January last year and before. And I did that for a reason, so when it happens, maybe two of you even remember the predictions I made. I did that for a specific reason. I would either be real right or real wrong or kind of right. I've been 100% right. And I don't want to be. That's the thing again. I'm looking for the door that says I'm wrong. Desperate to find it, son. Desperate. A cartoon in Chinese newspaper after Donnie's little visit This is what they think of him. It's a big orange balloon. I know you can't tell in this affected coloring. Xi has a needle in his hand or a pin. He's about to pop the balloon. Donnie, fat orange balloon. That's what that is. Xi about to pop it. That's what they think of Donnie in China. This is Donnie on the plane. You saw the reports that missile launchers remain in Iran. Is that accurate? No, that's the New York Times fake news. The launchers are probably 80% gone. Probably, Donnie? No, they're not. That's not a very confident or confidence-inspiring answer, man. Fact. U.S. intelligence reports say Iran has restored 100% of its missile capabilities. Well, every day you're not hitting them. They're building back. They're used to it. They know how to do it quickly, and their shit's mobile. This guy's lost his mind. He's living in a dream world. Right. Donnie's inverting reality again. Oh, it's going great. No, 80%. I thought it was all destroyed. They had nothing, Donnie. You say it every day. They had nothing. No Navy, no Air Force. We killed all the leaders. They have nothing except fake news. Now they rebuild a lot of what Donnie destroyed. They still have great capability. Hence, no American ships in the Strait. Again. The stage is set for a repeat of the bloody massacres of 2019, when Bolivia's wealthy elites hunted indigenous protesters like animals, gunning them down from helicopters. After a U.S.-installed military junta gave its forces legal immunity for actions taken to restore order. So what? The CIA staged a coup there, financed it, probably gave them weapons to get the indigenous president and his people out, because they just, how dare they probably wanted some of Bolivians' assets back. I bet that was the problem, right? You wanted to throw the American companies out, take back some of what is actually yours. Well, the American empire can never allow that, I'm sorry. Because it's obviously become of the devil. If it wasn't always, I don't know. Freemasons did start it. They hunted indigenous people from helicopters, son. You're talking abject evil here that I can't even describe fully. And they did that to restore order. Yeah. A lot of people that commit genocide use that as an excuse. Journalists and international institutions must not let them do so again in 2026. Who's going to stop it? And again, it has the picture of the indigenous members surrounding that leader so they can't take him. What if they drop a bomb? The new reflecting pool design, even though it's not finished, it's done now. Look who it is. Donnie's going to surprise us with his best friend. Donnie's savior, the guy who died for his sins. Do you guys remember when we toppled the Venezuela regime a couple months ago and they told us we were getting their massive oil reserves? Then gas shot up to $4 or $5 a gallon, and no one is asking where the Venezuelan oil is. It's funny this person wrote that. I've been thinking about that lately. I'm like, fucking George Bush Jr., fucking Donnie. They steal a whole nation's oil. Everyone said the Iraq and all that shit was for oil. It probably was. I don't know. I'm sure that was a consideration. with the right-wing grift machine, the military-industrial complex. They need a lot of oil to run that machine. We didn't get cheap gas from the Iraq wars and none of that. Now Venezuela, he robs a country that has the biggest oil reserves in the history of mankind, and we still don't get cheap gas. We get $5 gas. It's amazing. And you know, cheap gas wouldn't justify anything the Reich's do, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they go to war for oil, the companies and the Reichs, because they were all right-wing nationalist Reichs. George Bush Jr., this one. They go to war for oil. A lot of people say, oh, wow, we'll get cheap gas now. People put that idea forth. No, we never get cheap gas. The oil companies get fat profits. They steal whatever from the other countries. We get none of it. We get nothing. We get $5 gas and war. That's what we get. And what happens when Donnie and Pete really step in some shit and they need a real number of troops? A draft. That's what goddamn happens. Up to 40-some years old. Your right-wing nationalist Nazi Reichs, you keep going to war for oil and we never get any benefit from it. Not that that justifies it. I would have rather none of the wars happen. Trump's primary objective was to get Xi's help to reopen the strait. He failed. Xi's primary objective was to get Trump to sell out Taiwan. He succeeded. Well, Donnie was always going to sell out Taiwan to make any kind of deal with Xi. China is the empire, not Taiwan. Donnie wants things from Xi and deals with Xi. He doesn't need Taiwan. So he was always going to fuck them over. But now he really needs Xi for something. And I agree with this person. I think he wanted to hand the strait over to Xi or something. Can you solve this for me? Can you talk to the... Can you fix this? And the Chinese basically said, fuck off. And, yo, when we go to take Taiwan, you're not going to stop us, right? And Donnie, right. We all know. We all know he's going to fuck Taiwan over. We knew it before the election. This was discussed. I need a sip of water quickly, sorry. So yeah, we got nothing. Donnie begged like a fucking dog. I've never seen anything like it. Utter embarrassment and shame. And I agree with this person. If I had to guess, I'm thinking Donnie did want some real help with the strait. Like, he knew Xi could fix this in 5 minutes if he called the Iranians, said, yo, let's make a deal here. If Xi's on the phone, the Chinese are on the phone, they're allies of the Iranians, so there'll be more likely a resolution to this. There was no indication Xi wants to help with the strait. His boats get through just fine. Everyone. During the first term, I've told you people this many times. Donnie had the tariff slapped on for 4 fucking years on China. Farmers were killing themselves. They lost their trading partner forever. It was a nightmare. A group of farmers got together and made a pact not to vote for Donnie to get him out of there, and that's what happened. Then they vote for it again. Amazing. And that wasn't my point. My point was China. China didn't budge the entire 4 years. Not at all, not an inch. So here we are again. And what's China doing? Not budging an inch. They always get over on Donnie. And Donnie talks since the 80s about how China takes advantage of what Donnie really meant that entire time. I want that grift. I can charge tariffs if I'm president. I can do it to the whole globe. I can keep all the money. He was thinking that, son, I swear to Christ, since the early 1980s. He'd been waiting for this specific tariff grift. That's why he talks about it every day. He says tariff is my favorite word, not my kid's name. Fuck him. That's how long he'd been dreaming of this. That's why he was talking about it back on the Oprah show since the early mid 80s. Anyone that would listen. And ever since. Everyone takes advantage of America. I need to be in there. I'll make sure they don't take advantage. What Donnie meant was, I'll put a tariff grift that I'll pocket every penny of. Because all I'm seeing with Donnie shitbags is countries getting over on us. Because Donnie goes in a weak position. And Donnie needs friends right now because he's alienated everyone, even people he's made deals with, like in the Middle East, I explained to you. Donnie don't have many friends left. And that's only because of Donnie. So China didn't back down the first 4 years? Not a fucking inch. They ain't backing down this 4 years either. That's the big art of the deal. I'll get China. I'll fix them. Nope. No manufacturing came back whatsoever. They ain't invested in our country. In fact, Donnie made a deal to give them farmland on the cheap. You know, when you lose your farm. Have Chinese students come in cheap. They may be free. While you're paying, $150 to go to the school. As an American. Donnie was groveling. He gave Xi everything he wanted, including, don't worry about it. You want Taiwan, you got it. Amazing. The growth of Grok has stagnated. New monthly downloads fell from over 20 million in January just to 8.3 million in April, and the percentage paying rose from a meager 0.173% of X users in 2025 to a virtually unchanged 0.174 today. So, in general, AI is at a stagnant point. It's already sucked in all the info. There's nothing more to suck in except our private info, which it probably already has a lot of anyway. That's it. Got nowhere to go. Not many people want it. I heard Leon had to rent out one of his data centers that no one wanted to buy it. No one wanted. Got to let like another company use it or something like that. They're going to force it on us anyway. Why? Because they need it for the surveillance. So don't get happy. It ain't going away. It's only good for one thing, and they're going to institute it for that one thing, and they already have. Pete's got his algorithm from Altman that can autonomously kill, and that'll be for us as well. There's going to be huge financial problems. Leon's Grok and that whole company, XAI, whatever, will be worthless. Don't worry, Donnie, right before he's at the bankruptcy point, Donnie will throw him another, I don't know, 100 billion, 10 billion, and prop him right back up again. Don't worry. He's got deep ties in the CIA. He's hand in hand with Donnie. They live or die together in this thing, in this Reich. Don't worry. Right when Leon's about to go bankrupt, because no one wants Grok, he can't sell enough, Donnie will throw him some more welfare from you, okay? Do you feel better now? One could argue the current state of the internet is the single greatest indictment on capitalism today, which is saying something. What should on paper easily be a boundless source of information and creativity is now just a vehicle for profit extraction, spying, ads, and slop, and enslavement as well. That's coming. They shut off your digital presence right now. What the fuck you would do? So you're already a slave to it. They're going to make sure there's no escape from it, though. Yeah, the internet was marketed as this great thing, have all this knowledge. It'll just make the world a better place. Nope. It's a vehicle for every company to stalk us and the government, stalk us, harass us when we don't want to be talking to them. We don't want their texts. We don't want anything from them. Stalk us, harass us, gather our personal information, then sell it or give it to the surveillance industrial complex. That's what the internet is now. AI was marketed as it's going to be super intelligent, it's going to solve cancer, it's going to solve all the diseases, it's going to be great for humanity. Universal high income. You won't have to do any work anymore. Where did it go first, little children? Where did the internet go? It became, again, stalking, harassment, spying tool, and profiting off criminal activity of stalking and surveilling you and selling that or giving it to a surveillance complex in government, outside of government, Peter Thiel, whatever. That's all it's become. Now it's going to become the mechanism we are enslaved by, the thing that keeps track of us, the thing the AI travels back and forth through to be omnipresent, to watch all of us. AI, where did it go first, little children? To the military to kill us. We saw the debate. The first big contracts went military, of course. And the debate was, once Pete woke up and realized Anthropic's software wouldn't let him kill people autonomously, he must have tried that day or something. I'm not kidding. Then he called them up. Hey, your shit's not working. No, actually, it's working just fine. We don't want autonomous death squads of drones going around. And our name on that, Pete, you mass goddamn murderer. So we can't provide that service with our software. We're very sorry. We're against that. And Pete blacklisted them, said we're going to blackball you, take contracts away. Then Altman stepped in, and Altman said, here you go, ball. Take mine. I'll let you kill people. Ball. Just give me more of that welfare. And they gave him more of that welfare. That's your money. Again. And Pete got his algorithm that can autonomously kill now. Are you proud of yourself? So AI went to where again, class? To kill us first. That's what it was sold for first. And again, I knew Donnie and Pete and the ghoul and all them wanted to enslave you before you gave them the keys back. Already knew what the plan was. So AI got sold first to kill us and surveil us, and the internet from almost second one went the direction of spying on us, harassing us, surveilling us, stealing our information, and then selling it, and then giving it to people who can surveil us further, like Pete Thiel and the government. Always, that's this realm. You have to understand that. It's a very hard thing to reckon with. I still fall back into the old mode where I don't realize what the world actually is, and I get pissed off about it. No, that's exactly the world. That neither of these tools would benefit humanity in any fucking way, shape, or form. Maybe communication. You could talk to your relative in China or whatever. That's good, I guess. That's it. It ain't good for nothing else except our enslavement. and to stalk and harass us and surveil us and steal our info. It's a way for a company into our front door, to our children, to our wife or husband, to anything. Get right to us. That's all it's been used for. Now it's going to be used to surveil, enslave, and kill us in tandem with AI and drones and our own government, our own Reich. Okay. Trump isn't paying reparations to the J6 thugs. He's paying them incentives to do it again after 2028. Yeah. But he doesn't really need them. He's got the military in D.C. No one can get close to him. No mob. Already got a plan for your big uprising. But yeah, he's rewarding the people that helped him try and overthrow the government. He gave Babbitt's family a bunch of money. Disgusting. Letting the devils out. Locking up innocent people that did nothing. That's the Antichrist. That's exactly what I expected. Selling pardons like fucking hotcakes to the worst motherfuckers. People that took people's life savings, fucking medical fraud, just the worst fucking shit. Trump has spent the day angrily posting about Thomas Massie and Lauren Bobo due to their role in pushing for the release of the Epstein files. That says a whole lot. His latest post: is anyone interested in running against weak-minded Lauren Boebert in Colorado's 4th Congressional District? It's a whole long post. We're not going to read it all. I got a piece of it later. I'll read the rest of it. I want to make the point. I told you before the election, Donnie throws everyone under the bus. I mean fucking everyone. Did you think we'd get to the point, after you saw him pick his cabinet and who he picked, and after you watch Bobo and Margie Sporkfoot be the literal female voices of the Reich. Since it began, since they got, came on the scene from OnlyFans, wherever the fuck Bobo came from OnlyFans in that world. Margie had her own construction company. She was a conspiracy theorist looking for attention. She already had money. So she weaved and threatened her way into a position. She wanted to go to the Senate. She ran unopposed because the person dropped out because of threats. That's the kind of shit Marge did. Then you watched Margie and Bobo be the literal female voices since they came on the scene. They were the MAGA female superstars. They made it their identity. They was all about it, son. Now we at the point, can you believes it? Bobo on the outs getting called a traitor. Margie Sporkfoot fled to fucking Costa Rica and shit. Cause she a goddamn traitor according to the Antichrist that she helped build. The puppy killer who wrote an entire book just to say I killed a puppy and I want to go shoot Biden's dog. Pick me, Donnie. That's what the whole book was for. Gone. Bovino. Gone. Bondi. Fucking gone. So, again, when the crazy man in sunglasses before the election said he throws everyone under the bus. Because I watched the first term, son. Did you watch it? Did you see Spicy outside the White House looking in like, please, Donnie, can I come back? All I got is Dancing with the Stars. Please? Did you see Huckabee get thrown under the fucking bus? Donnie don't give a fuck who you is. Did you see him fire each cabinet member 8 times? Got rid of his attorney general back then, too. Because he recused himself from a case. Bondi wouldn't lock people up on day one, so she was no good. Blanche, an utter sycophant, he would do anything, say anything. He said flat out, outright, yeah, we're not releasing the rest of the files, and we're not arresting the perpetrators yet. Out loud, outright. You at the point, son. Gnome under the bus, Bondi under the bus, Bobo under the bus, Margie Sporkfoot fled to fucking Costa Rica. That's the motherfucking Antichrist. Right there, son. Bobo out. Bobo! She is MAGA. Marge is MAGA. Out. The cult already talking shit on Bobo. I seen it. They've been talking shit on Margie. They've been blowing her phone up, letting her know they want to kill her. Fuck you think she's in Costa Rica for? This is what the trans community is saying. This is a trans death camp, by the way. They will round up all the trans people in Texas in the next few years and send them all here. Any trans person that doesn't want detransition will be killed. What's another word for detransition? Re-education. And we all know what that means. That's what Vlad does. That's what Xi does. That's what Kim Jong does if he doesn't kill you first. That's what Adolf used to do. Transgender are the doorway to me and you. Same way the illegal immigrant is the doorway to me and you. Always was. I've been telling you that since day one. If you don't think we were living in the modern Nazi Germany, you aren't paying it right. I've been telling you that since day one. The Nazi salute again, do I really need to tell you? Inauguration day, son. Leon gacked up on ecstasy. Um, and Special K slapped up the salute with his chest out. That's sincere with Strumpf. Did you see it? Donnie did his on July 4th. I swear to Christ. July 4th. There ain't a picture of it. And that ain't by accident. Same situation as Leon. Donnie got fucked up on July 4th. Melania's standing next to him. Donnie's inebriated, and it's obvious. He grabs her by the waist, acting like, yo, baby, what's up? When she can't fucking stand him. That tells me he was fucked up as well. And he did the salute, son. Why? Because the facade was down. Because he was fucked up. He was feeling good. He was high. Getting frisky with Melania when she hates his fucking guts. That's why he let it slip. Leon, same thing. Fucked up on Special K and ecstasy. They won the election. Big day, inauguration party. Leon's going to be co-chancellor and bump Donnie out the way and be Adolf Hitler. That was the plan. Leon was real excited. And he was fucked up. And he let it slip, son. And we all saw it. Don't try and say it didn't happen, please. The Donnie one, people could argue it, but I know what the fuck I was looking at. I know what to look for, and I know what the fuck I was looking at. Didn't have Hitler's speeches next to his fucking bed for nothing. He ain't got Ilhan Omar on the tongue all the time for nothing either. Texas Children's Hospital to create first detransition clinic in win for Trump. This is what it looks like. I don't know what this is going to be, but I don't like the idea of it at all. And it could very easily, with this Nazi Reich and Abbott down there, he a major part of the Reich. That's Donnie's right-hand guy. It could easily turn into a place like that where they're executed, done God knows what to. You win a Reich, son, and it's real. Whatever the Nazis did, these people will do. How many camps have you seen already? You've heard what goes on. How many have died in the camps already? Record numbers, son, that we know of. Then there's CCOT, sending people to Ghana. God knows what happened to those people. The people they sent to Eswatini, God knows. People they sent to Congo, they could be dead right now. People have already died in these camps. Now we're going to have one for detransitioning. Watch the movie V for Vendetta if you want to see your future. Your present, a lot of it's already instituted. Right down to the going after gays and transgenders first. As the doorway to get to everyone. Got to start with a fringe group that no one gives a fuck about. Like illegal aliens. Like transgender. Then you can move on to everybody else. Once that's accepted. And we've accepted it. That's obvious. Watch V for Vendetta. That's your present and future. Without what's his name? To save us. I can't think of his fucking name, and I've watched the movies and I followed his career. God, I hate that. The Australian actor. Hugo Weaving. And Samara, I love her in all her movies. Almost all of her movies. She does great as well. There's not going to be any Hugo Weaving V to come save us. Ain't gonna be no Guy Fawkes either. Something happened in Israel tonight, and there are pictures of it all over the internet. A very large explosion. No one's really sure what happened. Israel said, and it's right near a site that stores like nuclear weapons and major weapons. Israel said that it was a scheduled demolition of a weapon. They meant to do that. You don't understand what I'm talking about, son. This was an explosion of magnitude. Like it was like the sun. A lot of people noticed. People got pictures. I've seen the pictures. I've seen the footage. A lot of people are using the phrase, but did someone set off a light nuke or something? A low yield? It lit up like the sun. It put a mushroom cloud up. This was something major, son, that blew up. And people are wondering what happened. The explosion in Israel moments ago occurred near the Sadat Micah Air Base. It holds nuclear material. This person's commenting on it. Yeah, the orange glow, the mushroom cloud, the light not going away right away. It didn't go away right away. I noticed that. It was very strange. It was a large explosion. Like a normal explosion, the blast radius. All signs is the Zio filth retards were either testing or building a small yield tactical nuclear bomb and they nuked themselves by accident. Yeah, after I saw what it looked like, I'm wondering too, son. Not just because people are saying it. There's a reason people are saying it. They won't let anyone near the site either. Israel, I mean. Were they testing a nuke? Were they moving a nuke? Were they prepping a nuke to shoot at Iran? A light one. And it blew up. In other words, did they fuck up? After I saw the picture first. And then I started seeing the comments and I had the same, like, that explosion looks strange. It's awful big. And why is the light staying there and that cloud, and why is it staying lit? Yeah, I thought, like nuke too. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I've been talking about since Vlad and since these wars started, since Vlad hit fucking Wormwood, Chernobyl, for fuck's sake, with a lunar missile. I don't know if you remember that. Last year, I believe. I've been thinking of that, a nuke plant or something getting hit with a missile or a drone by accident or on purpose. What I didn't think of is this. Somebody fucking around with a nuke, debating on whether to use it, maybe running the tests on it, maybe getting it in position, moving it from one location to another to possibly use, not necessarily definitely, but just getting it on deck, getting it ready. And someone has an accidental detonation. What I'm trying to tell you, another way we could get irradiated that I didn't think of. After I saw that, I realized, oh, fuck, yeah, that's something I didn't think of. some idiot could just be getting a nuke in position to possibly use, and it goes off by accident. Oh. And I really wonder, from that explosion I saw, did an either really large regular bomb missile go off by accident in Israel, or did a nuke go off by accident? Even worse. Oh my God, what a disaster that would be. I'm really hoping that didn't happen, but that footage does not give me confidence, son. It did look like a fucking nuclear explosion. And it did stay lit. And there was a cloud. It didn't look like a normal explosion, but I'm no expert. Trump turns on Bobo for campaigning with Massey and calls for a primary challenge. Let's read a little bit of it. Donnie putting an advertisement out. Is anyone interested in running against weak-minded Lauren Bobo? He didn't call her Bobo. I call her Bobo. In Colorado's 4th Congressional District. You remember Lauren moved to the district when it became obvious that she couldn't win in her original district. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. A carpetbagger indeed. Bobo is campaigning for the worst Republican congressman in the history of our country. Thomas Massey of the great Kentucky, and anyone who can be that dumb deserves a good primary fight. Even though I long ago endorsed Bobo, if the right person came along, it would be my honor to withdraw that endorsement and endorse a good and proper alternative. Just let me know or announce your candidacy, and I will be there for you, President Fuckface. Donnie putting a personal ad out on his own True Social money laundering to get Bobo out of there. Can you fucking believe it? That's the devil. That's the Antichrist. Nobody's safe, baby. Don't ever think you're permanent around this motherfucker. And I don't care who you are. You could be his mistress, because he got a new one of those every week. It's either Loomer or this blonde-haired tall woman. I forget her fucking name. And it's obvious they all are. I hate you. Trump posted bizarre memes claiming he is getting younger, aging in reverse, and has more energy than before. The man falls asleep daily on camera, can barely walk, can't stand right, looks like abject shit. Where's a diaper? And he aging in reverse, and he looks great and he feels great. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that why your hands are all black all the time? Maybe you feel great because of what they shooting you up with, son. Maybe that's what it is. Just like Adolf Hitler. They would put a cocktail together, and, you know, they were a lot more free with the drugs back then. There weren't the laws against them, and they didn't know what was what, and they were trying out different cocktails and combinations on Adolf. They had access to it all. Well-known thing, a lot of Nazis, soldiers were all meth, a lot cheaper than giving them food. So speed was a thing for Adolf as well. A cocktail of drugs being injected into him was a major part of his life. Donnie is the all-consuming tyrant. This is exactly how a tyrant thinks. Worship me. I'm the most wonderful thing. I'm so beautiful. I'm aging in reverse. As they're a decrepit, obese, diaper-wearing, disgusting monster. It's exactly how a tyrant thinks so and presents themselves. Donnie's the perfect candidate, son. Now for president. You know what for. President Trump ages in reverse. This is him by the golf cart. He looks like abject shit. And I guess this is an example of him aging in reverse, huh? What's that on his head? Oh, that's something behind his head. There's a screen that's like lit up behind his head. That's why that's doing that. All right. Or a sign. It's a sign. That's what it is. He's standing in front of a sign. He looks great. He looks like a virile 97-year-old. Here's another example. This is Donnie posting these too, what I'm showing you, by the way. Got his name right at the top there. Here's him with Xi and saying that he's getting younger. President Trump gets younger. That's a singular post by Donnie. The picture, the caption at the top. Oh my God. What a nightmare you people have wrought. This guy is the fucking devil, man. And it's real and it fucking happening and we gotta ride this all the way. And that's why I hate you. Same guy, even more energy now. Here's a picture of him from military school. And then that's a picture of him today. It kind of Alfred Hitchcock looking mess. Same guy, even more energy as he falls asleep straight up on camera, no matter where he is. He could be in China at a table while Xi's talking or someone's talking, or he's sitting in the Oval fucking office. Oh my God, this delusion. This is a delusional, utter narcissist, utter sociopath. You people do not know what you've done, my God. This is the glow from the bomb, and I know you won't be able to see it properly, but it was just astounding. And it stayed lit, son. Go online, look at the real picture. It's all over the internet. There's a 14-second clip. It looks like the sun, son. And the outer glow of the sun. What the fuck happened? What did these idiots do over there? I'm afraid to find out, son. Just like everyone else online, these comments I'm reading, this is exactly what I thought when I first looked. I was like, this is bad. This is fucking bad. What lie are they going to throw at us to cover this up? What the fuck did BB do? Did they accidentally detonate something that they shouldn't have on their own fucking soil? Oh my God. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Is that the end finally? Holy shit. Yeah, 2 hours. I need to get the fuck out of here. Again. Israel claims nothing to see here, folks, just a controlled explosion from inside a factory you can see from space. Right. That's a great way to put it. I'm glad I read that. I know you can't tell because I have this dumb effect on the camera, but at the bottom there's an orb and it just looks like the fucking sun. At the very bottom of the picture, the most orange orb on the screen at the bottom, it looks like the sun. That outer glow you're seeing in the various colors, that's like the glow of the sun. And it stayed like that. Son, I'm telling ya. What the fuck did BB do? Oh my God. You must go look at the regular picture. Another day of just abject abominations. I mean, the last thing I show you, he's posting the reverse aging. I'm getting younger. I have more energy. We watch the guy in dementia-ridden rants and fall asleep on camera. And when you people pointed the finger at Joe Biden saying he's fallen asleep, he's too old, he's dementia, This guy was worse in 2015 than Joe. Are you kidding me? Falling asleep in the first term, too. This ain't new. Now it's a fucking normal routine. He's going to start snoring one time, or he's just going to fall out the chair, or his fucking face is going to fall on the desk. One of these days, he won't be able to control it. What I'm trying to say is, not that it matters now, it's too late. This is a very sick individual. He's utterly delusional. He thinks he's God of the world. He will literally try and take the place of God the Father. I'm not kidding. And that shouldn't surprise you. He literally tried to take the place of Christ. So God the Father ain't that much of a leap, is it? And the Pope, don't forget that. He said he wanted to be the Pope. And after we watch him fall asleep every fucking day, we get him boasting about how much energy he has. And that he's reverse aging, he's getting younger. He just put up a gold statue of himself. We saw a commercial 2 months in of a gold statue on the Holy Land of Donnie. Donnie posted it, he didn't condemn it. He rendered himself as Pope. He rendered himself as Christ. He's saying he's reverse aging. He's got us in one war as he bombs other countries. On top of it, he's about to murder a whole bunch of people down in Bolivia. The CIA and the U.S. government has obviously been part of this little murder campaign down there against the indigenous people for some years now. Staged a coup as well. I guarantee the CIA took a big part in that. They love staging coups south of the border. That's their fucking bread and butter, son. They do it all day. Now they got a president that says, we want the whole thing. Nazis and the CIA, you ready? Yep, we've been ready forever. Trying to get all that for years. I guess what I'm trying to say, son, I wish it wasn't. But I got to tell you the truth, don't I? I got to give you the magnitude, don't I? This going to one place. Armageddon. And again, that's not a comparison. That's not drama. That's literally the place we go in. We go into somebody asking us to worship this motherfucker at some point. Do you understand that? We go into the battlefield, the temple, all of it. I don't want to go, son. Again, this ain't fun. Again, for 10 years, I've been hoping to find a thing that proves me wrong. You don't understand. When he lost the election, I was like, oh my God, am I wrong? Maybe he's not the end. I can go on with my life. I don't got to worry about it. Millions aren't going to die. Wait a minute, who's this Chris Miller guy? Why is he giving him a position 2 months left? Who's this Kash Patel guy? Why is he getting a position too? Oh, he fucking staged a coup. Motherfucker. I can't say I was wrong. I can't convince myself I was wrong based on that. Because I literally asked myself the question again. Right before his time was almost up, I didn't know he had lost yet. And I wondered, I asked myself this question in Obama's day too. Would the Antichrist ever leave power? That ultimate seat, the throne, the President of the United States of modern day Rome. Willingly. God, fuck no. Never. Obama left. Biden left. Bill Clinton left. Everyone else left. Donnie didn't. And coincidentally, I had been saying Donnie was the Antichrist for 4 years, so another qualification. The last major Antichrist that I can think of, you could consider Vlad one too, I'm sure, but the one that more people understand, Adolf Hitler in the modern era. Same coup, takeover, no more democracy in Germany. Donnie already had the position, staged a coup to keep it in a democracy so he could be a dictator. And I thought to myself, yeah, that's exactly what the Antichrist would do. Damn it. I was hoping I was wrong. Then came Assassination Day, and that's what utterly, utterly, utterly sealed it for me. Because one of the main stories I always pondered, always wondered about, again, when I would think of Armageddon or the apocalypse or end times, are we in it? Is it going to happen? Is it real? I don't know. This head wound thing. That must be an amazing thing. I'm going to see a guy, if it happens in my lifetime, take a shot to the head or take a wound to the head that would kill any man and get up as it didn't happen and actually heal the wound. It would heal. A real miracle. That's the way I envisioned it again. That did not happen. It was fake. Yet it healed, though. Not a real healing, of course. You know what I mean. Magically healed. I know exactly what I was looking at. I heard about an attempt. I finally see the video. I knew exactly what I was looking at. And from that point, again, I am 100% granite convinced. That was the literal moment I always waited for and pondered and wondered about what it would look like and how it would play and who it would be. Donnie. What makes it worse, again, this head wound is mentioned several times as a description of the man, which tells me it's important, it's central. It's brought up in quick sentences all the time, as if God saved him, he dodged a bullet, he took a bullet for the country. It's never discussed in detail, though, because that would reveal you know what. They want slogans out of it. You know, that you can put on a coin. Those kind of slogans. Statues, paintings of it, quick slogans made out of it. It referenced quickly, never in detail. Because once you scrutinize, forget about it, it's over. It's obvious what it is. The defining, for me personally, the defining criteria of the Antichrist is that head wound thing. That's a very specific thing that happens to somebody. You'll know when that happens. It happened. It was the defining moment for me personally throughout the years. I always thought to myself, when I see that, I'll know I'll know it's them. Coincidentally, Donnie fits all the other criteria as well, unfortunately. So I can't even sit back, because I know that's what people would say. Well, you can't just base it on that one event. You know, does he fit the other criteria? Yes, all of it. Every single thing. Very strongly. So he's definitely it. And where this is going, again, you can't imagine it. I've always been able to. That's why I'm here every night, because it's that goddamn serious. It's going to get a lot worse. And it's already horrible as fuck. And Johnny, yet again, another day goes by where he proves he's all about glorifying himself 24 fucking hours a day, and abominations and throwing people under the bus and betrayal and lies and murder and pedophilia. He's a never-ending evil machine. Don't you understand that yet? The next defining moment will be that temple going up for me. If when they announce that, son, that'll be the defining moment. Then when Donnie desecrates it, that gets the fuck out of Dodge. That's all I can say. I don't know. And the billionaires won't be safe in their bunkers either. There's a literal part of scripture that talks about there's men in the rocks, in the caves, and they say, let the rocks fall on us. We'd rather have that than face the wrath of the Lord. And then in the modern era, what do we hear since the fucking, 1980s? Rich people are building bunkers. People are building survival shelters. The government has entire bases inside of mountains like NORAD and shit like that. Underground networks and bases for emergencies. Nuclear war. Our government needs a fucking place to go. And to conduct war from. Inside a mountain where the radiation hasn't gotten to. That's where. Bunkers. Zuckerberg and all his buddies, bunkers in New Zealand, bunkers here. Rich people, the elites building bunkers. We see these stories year after year. We see these stories. Coincidentally, we see stories in a book called the Bible where men are in caves, kind of described as mighty men, kings of the earth, like people in high positions that thought maybe they'd be safe. No, son. Let the rocks fall on us, that we don't have to face the wrath of the Lord. So they ain't going to be safe. None of this is going to turn out how you people think. And by you people, I mean at the top. You think you're going to go be safe in your little bunker? Donnie going to be safe in his bunker as this all plays out? No, it leads to the battlefield. Blood, horse bridle, fucking high. None of you will be safe. After that desecration moment at the temple, my God, what happens to the world and you people? And when the man comes back, and again, all I can say is if this other stuff is happening, this is wild shit, man. We never saw nothing like this before. This world we're in right now, not even close to normal. Not even close to routine corruption. Close to Satan himself. It's a different animal, son. It's obvious to everybody. It's gotta be. So when I wonder where it's going to go to a horrible place. And all the indicators are there. And I promise you, if there was something, some door I could point you to that said, maybe this isn't happening, I would love to do that. But I got to be honest, I can't do that. There isn't one. the plagues and the good stuff at the end, the resolution, I can only have faith that they'll happen. And what lends credibility or credence to them happening is all the stuff leading up to it happening, to the letter. And if it wasn't happening, I would tell you. I understand better now. An interpretation of Scripture that I didn't have, that I understand now. Some real shit's gonna jump off after Donnie tries to take the title of God the Father somehow with that temple. That's when it goes into overdrive. It's already at an accelerated pace. I can feel it. After that moment, I think the people are right that a real part of the tribulation, I don't know how long, after that moment. But I feel like we're already in it now, but I think the real scholars, maybe Brother James would say, it's got to be after that moment. What I'm trying to say is, as fun and horrific and evil as it, and that's fun in a facetious kind of way, not seriously. Once that moment happens, then the real fun starts. If it's real. Because after that moment, we're talking plagues you can't explain on such a grand scale. All kind of things you can't just explain. It would kind of be proof that this other realm exists and they rule over us and they're doing this and actual plagues are being administered. And if Christ himself comes back at the end of it and kills a whole battlefield full of people in an instant, well, like, that's kind of proof too, right? Wouldn't you say? I would. All I know is this. What's already taken place for me personally, in a very, very strongly, convinces me that the other stuff is possible. And if I had to bet money based on what I've seen this past 10 years, I would bet more likely that God stuff at the end is real. Only because of what I've seen this past 10 years. Yeah, I had some faith and I believed throughout the years, but not like this. In other words, shit got put in my face that I couldn't ignore and be like, well, maybe it's real, maybe it isn't. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen any of the big indicators. Like head wounds and plagues that shut down the world. And a warmonger bombing everything that ain't nailed down. If I had to bet money, I'd bet money that it is real. And if I see something that tells me it ain't, I'd be fucking happy to tell you. I am not that guy that needs to be right. This is something I'd love to be wrong about. Again, back to when I had the coin sitting there for months and didn't want to look at it because I knew what I was going to find. Because I know what comes with it. Death. And again, you hear me say death, you don't get the gravity of that. Death. The cold hand of the devil and death, son. And you don't know what real death is. I was about to give an example. Let me not. It's too disturbing. of things we're going to see in the future. We already saw it on camera again. We saw people executed right in front of us. That was intentional. I'm not kidding. It doesn't matter if you agree. Don't take the mark. Have a wonderful evening.